Hello students, welcome to the Learning Management System organized by Department of College and Technical Education. So this is the session number 7 of the subject Project Management and Valuation of the unit Introduction to Project Management. So in this session I am going to cover the following contents. So I am going to talk very detailed about project feasibility and followed by a multiple choice question test. What is project feasibility? Project feasibility is a process. I can say it's a very important process before the starting of the project. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಸರ್ಕಾರದ್ದಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸ್ಟಡೀಡ್ ಥರೋಲಿ in a 360-degree manner, reviewing all the aspects by the consultants or by the people or by the engineers to meet the particular needs of an owner. Say for example, when in cities, say for example today a lot of shopping malls are coming. So before construction of that shopping mall, a thorough investigation should be done whether the people are interested in purchasing the materials in the shopping malls or in the individual or isolated markets, and you have to study the mindset of the people before coming with a project by going for a questionnaire. And in the same case, road project also, how much traffic the road is presently having, and what will be the forecasting, and what are the difficulties in construction, in arranging the fund. So this all these things will be studied and analyzed in a detailed manner by the team. So that is called as project feasibility. The first step in the development of any project is to analyze the needs of the owner. That is, when the owner is the person who is going to invest funds in the project. So the owner, first the team has to satisfy or analyze the needs of the owner, exactly what you want. Say for example, a person is coming to you, ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಮನೆ ಪ್ಲಾನ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಓನರ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಮನೆ ಬೇಕಾ, 2 ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಮನೆ ಬೇಕಾ, ಅಥವಾ ರೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್, ಓನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್, ಸ್ಟೇರ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ಆಚೆ ಬೇಕಾ, ಎಷ್ಟು ರೂಮ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಹಾಲ್ ದುಡ್ದಿರ್ಬೇಕಾ, ವಾಸ್ತು 100% ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ನೀವು ಕ್ವಶನರೀಸ್ ನ ಕೇಳಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದ owner wants from the project. So it requires critical examination of the needs through feasibility studies. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಸಮ್ ಅರ್ಧ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತ ಸುಮಾರು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಿಟಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಹಣನ ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಮನಿ ಫಾರ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದು 60% ಮುಗಿಸಿ, ಒಂದು 40% ಅದನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ನಂತರ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ diminishing. So like that, say for example I can say, so there was a huge demand for cameras in the past, and eager no one is going to buy the camera because they are using the mobile phone. Say for example is that, so the need, the demand ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು that may be diminishing in the progressive period of time. So whenever a person is coming with one construction project, because construction project ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ. ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬ್ಯಾರನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೀನರಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಗ್ರೀನರಿ ಬಂದು ನೀವು ಕಾಂಕ್ರೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಆಪ್ಟಿಮೈಸ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ 100% ಅದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು examine it in a highly critical manner. The feasibility study evaluates project potential by examining technical feasibility, economic viability, and financial implications. So, the project feasibility ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ there are some branches, there are some routes that we have to find out whether it is feasible or not. Technical feasibility, so technically how the project is good and how it can be executed in using our technologies, that is technical feasibility. And budget, how the budget should be, what is the budget of that project, estimate ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ, how we are going to organize it. And financial implications ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ after the construction, how you are going to recover the amount that is being invested, that is called as cost benefit analysis. So these three or four parameters has to be completely analyzed thoroughly before coming up with any project. So the feasibility report of an industrial project or any project may include the following aspects. So first one is the proposed project features. So proposed project features under it covers the entire details of the project. Demand survey, it includes necessity of project. So demand survey ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is necessity of the project, whether it is required in that place or not, because we were going to construct ಈಗ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ there are lot of apartments are being constructed, high rise structures. So these high rise structures ಏನಕ್ಕೆ construct ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು, because there is a demand, there is lot of migration of people from rural parts of Karnataka and also from the other states into Bangalore, okay, for finding the jobs. So the people for their dwelling purposes or ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ accommodation ಬೇಕು, so that's why there is a huge demand for residential projects in Bangalore. So that is called as the demand survey. So what is the user demand, what type of demand is there, because in Bangalore what happens is everybody wants to be live close to the city center ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂತಂದ್ರೆ accessibility to railway station ಇರ್ಬೋದು, accessibility to your bus stand ಇರ್ಬೋದು, and also ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಸೈಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ that's why there is lot of high rise structures that has been coming in the Bangalore. And also you can see the metro also, there was a lot of traffic congestion in Bangalore, where people were suffering from traffic congestion for past 20-22 years. From 2005-6 continuously there is huge traffic in Bangalore. So understanding that demand, now the metro has been come up, metro project has come, and now almost majority of the phases have been completed. Technical studies, technical includes after coming, after the drawings have been prepared, what is the construction methodology we are going to use to execute it. And the availability of resources is very very important, because it may be manpower or material, because so much information technology companies are coming to Bangalore because of availability of good manpower resources, that is software engineers are available plenty. And so, and in the same manner, when you're going to construct and for a road project, you need lots of raw materials like aggregate, so nearby quarries should be there. And so resource management is availability is very important, and means of transportation, so how good the project site is connected to the different parts, and how the wastage will be disposed, that is debris will be created, and construction cost estimates will be prepared, preliminary time plans, and resource forecasting, statement of project time. So all these things will be come undering technical studies. Financial implications, financial implications ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it's nothing but benefit, cost benefit ratio. So when we are going to invest some money, how it will be recovered, and also for investing money, what is the total budget required, what is the total capital cost that is required, the cash flow every month, what is the total amount that is required, and what are the different sources available for financing, bank loans or any assets. So all these things will be studied in the financial implications. economic viability and how good the project is cost effective, because when we are going to invest some amount in any project, it we require that the least amount has to be invested in executing that project. That is very very important, because when we are going to invest a huge amount of money, say for example ಒಂದು ರೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ಹಣನ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಟೋಲ್ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಓಡಾಡುವಂತ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿರೋಂಥ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾನು ರಿಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್. ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇವನ್ ಸಮ್ ಐ ಟಿ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, lot of IT parks will be constructed in Bangalore and sorry, not IT parks, apartments. ಸೊ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ರೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಜನ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್. ಇನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ನಾನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ವಾಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹೈ ರೈಸ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, 20 ಸ್ಟೋರಿ 22 ಸ್ಟೋರಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ರು, ಮನೆಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ರು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಾಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್. ಸೊ ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪೆಂಡ್, lot of apartments were available for purchase, but there was no purchase of available apartment. So on 50% 60% structure ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. So this economic viability has to be understood carefully before going for any project. So these are the different aspects that has to be looked into while going for any industrial project. The different types of feasibility. So when we are going to execute any project, there are some different types. First one is technical feasibility. So the technical feasibility includes when the project has come up, how we are going to execute the project with our technology. It may be transportation, materials, arrangement of labors, and the design of the project, and the technological infrastructures available with us. So these things will be built carefully. That is when there are a lot of alternatives and lot of technologies with us for execution of the project. So we have to select the best one. Like ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಒಂದು ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿಡ್ ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಯೂಶಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಬೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಲಾಟ್ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಬೀಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಟೂ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫ್ಲಾಟ್ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್, ಸೊ ಫ್ಲಾಟ್ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಏಸ್ಥೆಟಿಕಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಲುಕ್ ಗುಡ್. ನೋ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಸೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು POP ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಸೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಬೀಮ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, it will look odd, the ceiling will look odd, so they are going for false ceiling. But if you do a data analysis about the total volume of concrete, about the economical, you may feel a flat slab is little costlier compared to column beam structure. But the faster in work is flat slab, because there are no congestions. Putting reinforcement is also easy, putting concrete is also easy, your workmanship also be good, okay, because there are no beams in the flat slab. So like the different technologies are also available with us, and we have to select the best one. And the good connectivity should be there for execution of project, because if we go for any construction in hilly terrain and all, the reaching the materials to those higher elevations is a very difficult task. There has to be understand that. And recently we are executing on a project called Ettinevole project. I think you may be aware. ಎತ್ತಿನಹೊಳೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮುದ್ರ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ನೀರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಗುಡ್ಡಗಾಡೋದ ಹೈಯರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು, ತುಮಕೂರು ಈ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀರನ್ನ ಹರಿಸುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಘಾಟ್ಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಪೈಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಹೇಗೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ರೋಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ technical things which has to be studied, an arrangement of labor, because there is one type of slab called post tensioning slab and pre-tensioning slab ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. You may be aware. So pre-tensioning, post tensioning ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ it is talking, we are going to induce the load at the initial stage. ಓಕೆ, ಕಾಲಮ್ ಬೀಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಲೋಡ್, ಲೈವ್ ಲೋಡ್ ನ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ, ಟೆನ್ಷನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಹಾಕಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸಸ್ ನ ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸೊ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅದು ನಾವು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಇಂಪರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅನ್ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಡ್ ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇರುವಂತವ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಮೆಟ್ರೋ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಮೆಟ್ರೋ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಬಹುದು, ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬಿಗ್ girders has to be casted, piers has to be casted, piling is also one more type of foundation. ಪೈಲಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಜನರಲ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್, ಪೈಲ್ ಬೋರಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್. ಸೊ these are all the things which has to be, it will be coming under the technical feasibility about the design ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ next is economical feasibility. Economical feasibility means the goal of every construction project is profitability, and the project should be managed, scheduled, and budgeted to avoid cost overruns and financial loss. ಸೊ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಸಿಟಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, there are plenty of projects that is being delayed. There was a highway project which was initiated between Ballari in the Mangalore port. So at that time the mining was in a very peak. Okay, the mines ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ region ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ಓರ್ನ ಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ, they used to carry in the tippers and it will come to and reaching the port. ಕರಾವಳಿ ಪ್ರದೇಶ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಉಡುಪಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಾರ್ಬರ್ ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ there was a demand for road. That's why they announced the project. Okay, the project also started and almost the land acquisition was completed, and also the layers of road were also constructed. ಮತ್ತೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಲ್ವರ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜಸ್. ಸೊ ಸಡನ್ಲಿ the Supreme Court took a decision of completely stopping the mining. So suddenly the demand has been dropped and the traffic density decreased. Now the project is not finished because the funding to the project was stopped. So when you're going to do any project, so its profitability should be looked in a very wiser manner, and also how will be the budget that will be arranged from the government. So for example, if it is a private construction, how I am going to arrange the budget, what type of loans I am availing. Okay, after construction, how I am going to clear the debits, and the user end, how the user end will be utilizing that constructed structure. Because you can see there are plenty of hotels that are being not run comfortably, they are running under huge loss. Okay, so the planning of budget is also very important, and when you are going to construct, there will be a lot of challenges. There may be chances of exceeding of the budget. Sudden ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಜೆಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ದುಡ್ಡು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್, they are going to take a rise. Immediately when it is going to take a rise, your contractor will also ask for increase in the price. So these things also should be kept in mind, and that is called as economic feasibility. Economical feasibility is also deep analysis of every aspect of the project, looking for areas where costs can be improved. So next, the third one is also legal feasibility. It's not more technical, it's about handled by legal people, about the contracts, regulations, and legal aspects of the construction project. This must be assessed, because when you are going for a road project, the major challenge is to acquire the land from the farmers. If it is a farming land, it's a very very big task, because every person will go to the court and file a court that I am not going to give the land, or he may be asking for a higher price. So this legal aspects is also but there are so many bottleneck situations coming out of this legal feasibility also. This also has to be understood, because you can see there was a project being announced in West Bengal, ಯಾವುದು ನ್ಯಾನೋ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ರತನ್ ಟಾಟಾ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್, but because of the strike and political pressures and also unions, and the suddenly that nano project has been shifted from West Bengal. Okay, because they were not giving the farming land to the industry. These things will be also should be studied. And fourth one is operational feasibility. Operational feasibility may assesses how well the proposed construction project solves the problems and meeting goals. For example, making it easier for people to commute into the city from the suburbs or to meet the needs of a growing community. Operational feasibility is after the construction, how it is going to solve the problem. So before coming metro, the BMTC buses in the Bangalore, it was hugely crowded, and also almost most of the people were taking up their individual cars and bikes to the roads for reaching their offices. Suddenly, coming after the metro, a lot of people and are not traveling in their own vehicles, and the BMTC pressure also little lesser. So this is called the success of the operation. Okay. After completing the project, how well it has been utilized to its fullest. That is called as operational feasibility. Next is scheduling feasibility. So scheduling feasibility means, as I told you, the construction phase is a very difficult phase. Okay, because the project even today metro, if you see, it has started from 2007 or 2005. It's still running after 15 years also. So the construction period is such so long of a project. You can imagine the quantum. There are so many projects like that, because construction activity ಏನಿದೆ that has to be planned very well, and it has to be scheduled properly for avoiding the delays. As I can see, there was a project of apartment in one township. ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೌನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಗಿ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಡಿಲೇ ಆಯ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅವ್ರೇನು ಕೆಲಸನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪುನಃ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೇಟ್ಗಳು 1 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 10% 15% ಎಕ್ಸೀಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅವ್ರು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಈ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ these type of problems will arise because of the delays. So time management is very important in construction, because the time is proportional to money. Okay, because ಒಂದು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ನೀವು ಡಿಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್, 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಈ ಸೈಟಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ರೆಂಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗೋದು. So that's why you have to properly sequence the activities, and you have to schedule it in very proper manner such that it will be finished in time. Even if there is a slight delay in the project also, you have to make some efforts of putting extra people or changing the designs, or you're spending some more money to bring the project back on the track. So during the scheduling feasibility, it's beneficial to analyze the design, architecture, drawings, materials, budgets, environmental impacts, regulations, and risk areas. Environmental impact ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, so when the project is coming, what is the impact it is going to the environment? Because so environment, like you are going to disturb the green field. If there is any habitats over there, there will be displacement of that. Sudden ಆಗಿ there will be more people migrating into that area, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 300-400 ಜನ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಶೆಡ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಿವರೇಜ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ವಾಟರ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಂದೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಗೋಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದೋಸ್ ರೇಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ಸ್. So these type of impacts has to be studied carefully before giving permission to it. And when we are going to cut huge amount of trees, there will be imbalance in the ecology. So it has to be studied in a very careful manner. So these are the different concepts of feasibility. And now let us, I will just explain the feasibility study by a case study. So it is a small case study of a road project, how the feasibility study will be done. So there is one taluk of Dakshina Kannada called Bantwala Taluk, which is situated on the banks of the river Netravati. This is the town, and it was a old photo. And there is one road, main road called Bantwala Cross Road. Actually, this Bantwala Cross Road is serving as a commercial corridor for major taluks of this district, connecting the major districts like Udupi, Mangalore, and Kasaragod. So it is having an extensive area of 720 kilometers square, and National Highway 73 cuts through the BC road. Okay, from this main road, National Highway road, a road will be going to take a deviation to Dharmasthala in Maharashtra. So Bantwala actually the big taluk, and the density of vehicles is more. So what happened is, so there was a feasibility studies that has conducted for this project is traffic feasibility study, operational feasibility study, economical feasibility study, and scheduling feasibility study. See, this is the map of the development. See here, this is the highway I was talking about, NH73. It is going from ಮೈಸೂರಿಂದ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಕಲರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ರೋಡ್ ಇದು. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ರೋಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳ. ಅಂಡ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ರೂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಈ ರೂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರೋಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಂಟ್ವಾಳ ತಾಲೂಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನೇತ್ರಾವತಿ ರಿವರ್. ಈ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಂಟ್ವಾಳ ಟೌನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹೈಲಿ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಟೆಡ್, ಲಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೌಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್. So what happens is, this road, if the people want to enter into these areas, they will taking this road. ಈ ರೋಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್, ಅರೌಂಡ್ 4 ಮೀಟರ್ 4.5 ಮೀಟರ್ ಇದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಒನ್ ವೇ ತರ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೂಟ್. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೂಟ್ is also not wider. It is a 2-lane road around 7 meters, 5.5 meter ಡಾಂಬ ಇದಿದೆ, ಬಿಟುಮಿನ್ ಇದೆ. ಪಕ್ಕ ಶೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 7.5 ಮೀಟರ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ನಾವು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್ಡ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್. Okay, this is the existing road and this is the proposed road for widening, because already the road was in use, but a lot of traffic congestions was happening in this road. So this is the existing road that we are proposing for widening. So the first and foremost study ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಫೀಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಫೀಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. So traffic feasibility study comes under technical feasibility study. So traffic feasibility study ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, as a team we sat, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 9 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ 10 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗೂ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ತರ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2 ಸೈಡ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ 2 ವೇ. ಒಂದು ಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ವೀಲರ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾರ್ಸ್, ಜೀಪ್ಸ್, ವ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, 3 ವೀಲರ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲೈಟ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ರಕ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ಸೈಕಲ್ಸ್, ಟೋಟಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಪಕ್ಕ PCU ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ಪ್ಯಾಸೆಂಜರ್ ಕಾರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ PCU ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಒಂದೊಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ದು ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಒಂದನ್ನು ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಕಾರು, ಜೀಪು, ವ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾನು 1 ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಉಳಿದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. 0.4 2 ವೀಲರ್ಸ್ಗೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರ ಅರ್ಧ. 3 ವೀಲರ್ಸ್ಗೆ 0.5, ಲೈಟ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ರಿಗೆ 1.5, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ದು 1.5 ಪಟ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಟ್ರಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬಸ್ಗೆ 3 times ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಾರ್, ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ 3 times, ಸೈಕಲ್ ಇಸ್ 0.7 times. ಈ ತರ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 9 to 10 ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 681, 10 to 11 620, 11 to 12 574, 12 to 1 464, 1 to 2 449, 2 to 3 500, 3 to 4 564, and 4 to 5 5 to 6 6 to 7, up to 24 hours you can do it. Okay, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಮೇಲೆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋರು ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಕೂಲು ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ದ ಪೀಕ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ 9 to 11 and evening 3 to 5 or 6. So these are the total number of PCUs from one side, only one side. So for the other side also it will be calculated in the same manner, and we have got 3747. So total around 9000 PCUs are traveling at a 1 hour for 8 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. So total vehicles divided by 8 hours will give me the per hour value. So this is the count. ಅಪ್ಪು ಮತ್ತೆ ಡೌನ್ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಟೂ ವೀಲರ್ಸು ಸೇಮ್ ಕಾರ್ ಜೀಪು ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಪ್ಪು 5005, ಡೋ 4114. ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕಂಪೇರ್. ಈಗ ಏನು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಡೇಟಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೂಟಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ರೋಡ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಗಾಟ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಸರ್ಪ್ರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ರೋಡ್ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಆ ರೋಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಏನಿದೆ, 2 ಲೇನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 1200 ಪ್ಯಾಸೆಂಜರ್ ಕಾರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 1131. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸೀಡಿಂಗ್ 131 passenger car units per hour. Annual average daily traffic in both the directions. So next I am going to get a level of service. Okay, this is I will explain you with the table. Level of service will be given is equal to volume divided by capacity. This is 0.94. So based on this value I can recommend whether the road is good or bad by this table given by the Indian Road Congress. If it is A, the V by C should come to 0.35. If it is B, 0.55. If it is C, 0.77. If it is D, 0.92. So if a person want to transport himself on the road comfortably without any conditions, without any accidents, or even with a design speed, the LOS should be, level of service should be A and B. Maximum it should be C. Above C ಹೋಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is not good for driving condition. So what my conclusion is, based on the traffic feasibility, the road has to be compulsorily widened, because I am going to get the PCUs around 1131 PCUs per hour. So next that is for present year. Survey was done in 2018. ಅವಾಗ 1131. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ based on the rate of growing by, there is one formula for population, calculating the proposed population by putting the rate of interest for number of years. So for 2022 it will be 2346, double. ಏನ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಡಬಲ್. ಸೊ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಫ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ವರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ಒಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್, ಸ್ಲೋ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ this traffic feasibility clearly suggests that the project has to come up. Okay, so after traffic feasibility study, this is the conclusion we are going to make. As per the present traffic data, the level of service is D, which suggests conditions of approaching unstable flow, and the drivers are restricted in freedom to select desired speed. That is, the head-to-head distance between the vehicles will be very very less. And also the existing carriageway is 2 lane, and the number of commercial vehicles is 512 PCU per hour, which suggests the density of vehicles is more, and the destination time will be very very increasing. Because it is in a state highway, lot of commercial vehicles are also moving. Based on the data we got it alwa, light commercial vehicles ನೋಡಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಲೈಟ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್, ಟ್ರಕ್, ಬಸ್ಸು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. These has to reach comfortably to the destination in time. If they are going to get delayed, there will be unbalanced system. So we have suggested that 4 laning is required for bringing the LOS, level of service, to A. So after our conclusion, actually before this study itself, the government initiated the project of widening it. You can see the trees are being cut for widening, and this is the present stage of the project. A concrete road was proposed. Okay, and the formation of embankment and the ground has been done and the granular subbases are also being laid. So this is called the traffic feasibility study. And now coming to the construction, okay, this is also a part of technical feasibility study. So the main material that is required for formation of any road is earth. Actually, we have checked the basic tests of earth, the color, specific gravity, and a very important aspect in coming construction of road is California bearing ratio. We have got 9% because based on this percentage only we are going to decide the thickness of the pavement. ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ದಪ್ಪ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಫೀಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So these are the different concepts that I wanted to explain you to feasibility. So traffic study ಆಯ್ತು, construction ಆಯ್ತು, next operational feasibility study, then cost benefit ratio ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ ರೋಡ್ ಮೊದಲು ಟೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಮಾಡಿ ಡೈಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ರಿಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ರಿಕವರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡೆಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಗ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಬೇಗ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೋಡ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ವ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್. Okay, let us answer some multiple choice question. So the major construction projects that are undertaken to meet the particular needs of option A contractor, option B engineer, option C manager, and option D owner. The right answer is option D owner, because ಓನರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓನರ್, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಓನರ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕೂಡ ಓನರ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓನರ್ಗೆ ಅದು ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋದನ್ನೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ. The feasibility study evaluates project's potential by examining A. Technical feasibility, B. Economic viability, C. Construction feasibility, and D. All of the above. The feasibility study ನಾನು ಅಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟಡಿನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಫೀಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ವೈಬಿಲಿಟಿ. The right answer is option D. All of the above. The feasibility, the question number 3, the feasibility study assessing the proposed construction project to meet the goal is option A. Technical feasibility, option B. Scheduling feasibility, option C. Operational feasibility, and option D. Legal feasibility. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗೋಲು ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಫೀಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ. ಆಪರೇಷನಲ್ ಫೀಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಂಡ್ ಯೂಸರ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅದು ಆಪರೇಷನಲ್ ಫೀಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಲೀಗಲ್ ಫೀಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಡಿಸೈನ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ನನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್. ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. Which type of feasibility assesses in delays, cost overruns of the project? It's related to finance and delays majorly. Technical feasibility, option B scheduling feasibility, option C operational feasibility, and option D legal feasibility. The right answer is B scheduling feasibility. While scheduling, you can assess whether there is where there will be delays, and time is proportional to money, so delay will be ultimately running over the cost. Feasibility study will be done at what stage of the project? Option A during the progress of project, option B before starting of the project, option C after completion of the project, and option D none of these. So the right answer is option B. Before starting the project, the feasibility study will be conducted. By economic feasibility of a system, we mean that option A, it is economical to operate. Option B, it will be cost effective if implemented. Option C, it is expensive to operate. Or option D, finances are available to implement the system and it will be cost effective. So the right answer is option D. I am going to plan the budget for the construction and also how it has to be the best one out of the alternatives, economical out of the comparison. By technical feasibility of a solution, we mean that a technology is available to implement it, persons are available to implement it, persons have technical ability to implement it, funds are available to implement it. Right answer is option A. We have the technology to construct it, we have the technology to analyze it or design it. So option A is the right answer. During feasibility analysis, it is necessary to examine several alternative solutions because option number A, comparison of alternatives will lead to a cost-effective solution. A preconceived single solution may turn out to be implementable. It is always good to examine alternatives, and management normally looks at alternatives. So, which alternative solutions? Okay, what is the reason to look for alternative solutions? Either it is for A, comparison of alternatives will lead to a cost-effective solution, or a preconceived single solution may turn out to be implementable. It is always good to examine alternatives and management normally looks at alternatives. So the right answer is option C. A comparison alternatives will always lead to a cost-effective solution. That's why we look feasibility study we will go in 2 to 3 different aspects, 3 different designs. Okay, and also last question. By operational feasibility, we mean the system can be operated nicely, system can be adapted by an organization without major disruptions, the system is unusable by operators, the system can be implemented. The right answer is option C. The system can be adopted by the organization without major disruptions. So thank you one and all.